What's up, it's Jonas? Sorry I'm so late on this, but I've been pretty sick. So my reference for all this stuff comes from the Practical Guide to Accurizing Firearms by Mr. Nathan Foster, and also knowledge I've learned from a man named Mr. Steve Bell, who has 65 years in ammunition reloading ballistics. Shooting test will be done at 100 meters right now, and I've been able to get this lady to listen. But once more, we went through her optics, breech, barrel, vetted the stock, and I'm still wondering how much does she really have in this used 700 that is worth so much. The barrel's a dud for sure, and I bet the dude that sold it to her was either hunting wabbits or like to lift himself up off the ground with two pistols and stuff like that, because the thing wasn't taken care of at all. Bad practices on firearms ownership. Whoever had it last, they probably didn't clean the thing at all ever. And with the new corrosive ammo, that's what happens. So we're going for gold standard though, with our wooden nickels. So we'll be lapping the barrel for her. Now there's two ways to lap this barrel, but my favorite happens to be fire lapping, because the first way involves myself standing for a long time, and that, you know, I'm just the easier, do it easy once, and I mean the right way once, and then you don't have to do it over and over and over again. But that's where cleaning the firearm would have come into place for the last owner. However, learning all these things from bringing this rifle here will help you in your next purchase of getting one, if you remember all this stuff and all this money you spent on it. But it's a last resort for most. However, I got faith and it's in Jesus, and I met him one time face to face. So, you know, you trusted me on this rifle this far, so you might want to trust that I said it. I met him face to face too, because he's there, and that's how we're going to fix this thing, because I'm almost out of options with my knowledge. We're not going to be smoothing the barrel with doing this lapping. However, we will be, it will knock down some of the burrs and stuff, if there is any in the barrel on the lands. It might polish it a little bit. However, I'm looking for the, I'm going to be using a coarse grit with high pressure rounds. I can't get into those too much. That's a place where that work will be brought to me from Mr. Bell, Mr. Steve Bell. He's got 65 years in ammunition and ballistics, and he's my go-to guy on knowledge. He's not started slipping the cog yet, so he's an encyclopedia of experience. So his round that he'll put out to me, that I trust him to provide for these types of jobs, is going to be a coarse grit that's at a higher pressure, and it's going to open up the chamber dimension a little bit while smoothing out a little bit of your stuff, any kind of nicks and stuff on the bore. As the hunk of hot metals travels down the bore, the grit will give way and work down the bore, and then is shed off from the bullet, leaving the muzzle tighter than the chamber. Also, while this happens, the bore is polished or cleaned up a bit, like any burrs or fouling or anything like this is going to help. It's going to help get it all out of there. Anything that's even in deep or pitted in. There's obviously no salary cap to what you've got me doing here with this used 700, and obviously you care about it very much. So I'm just going to let you know that you're going to start needing to think about getting another barrel. Mr. Steve Bell is an amazing ballistician and source of knowledge in this department, accurizing. So putting him on the team, it might cost me a little bit more, but it's not going to fail you. Just gonna let you know that we might go anywhere from way off the paper like we are now to 3-inch groups because of a flyer to dime-sized places, and I've seen it before. I will say that you can put your faith again in Jesus that we get all this done, because nobody's promised tomorrow, and Mr. Bell is very old. And I've not learned all the knowledge that I can from him yet. So once we put him on our job and we get it straightened out for you, I'll just let you know next time that it would have been easier to go ahead and change this barrel out from the time that I was saying a few weeks ago that it was probably to be the circumferential burrs around it, that it might have been throughout the whole thing and not just at the very end of it. So at the muzzle. So it was your choice, it was your money, but I do appreciate the business, and I'm just trying to save you a little bit of time and effort. And that's about the way I would go about explaining to this lady or talking to this lady. We'll let her know what's going on with the rifle. I do apologize for how late I am, but like I said, I have had several bad fevers the last couple of days. No, it's not COVID. It is, however, sinus infections from bad, poor life choices from when I was a kid, and my extracurricular activities. However, the extracurricular activities are no longer a problem, but the side effects of what they cause later in life, it is, and that is what's going on with my sinuses. But I've just about got all that stuff cleared back out of there, and all the infections back out, and I'm back operating, running procedures about on full. So again, I apologize with the tardiness of this assignment, and I beg your mercy. Thank you.